Oh, sorry. That's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort. Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeovers here. We have expanded it to 2 hours every... Yeah, bitty. Holy Toledo. Already on the stuttering bit. And the show hasn't even started. As I was saying, we have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to help support the show or help support SHR Media, go to reaver.1/shop. Oh, this is going to be a long show. I can already tell I'm getting tongue-tied very easy. Not getting a lot of bleeps going. I got a little change up on the schedule for this week. I'm actually going to take tomorrow off. It's the last day before the Christmas weekend. I'm going to take it easy. Unless there's something majorly breaking in news. Hopefully, there is no breaking news. But yeah, I think I'm going to take tomorrow. Shut the show down. But I will be back Monday. Other than that, I can't believe 2016 is almost done. Honestly, I cannot believe it. This year just went whew. It's been an amazing year. I seriously can't believe everything that has gone on. Good, bad, indifferent. It's been pretty interesting, I can say that. I see people, I still can't understand. People are brainwashed into thinking that your president has to have all this governmental experience. Nobody can do it without the experience. They've been brainwashed all these years into believing you have to have all this experience. I don't know. You don't need all of that. I really don't think you need all that. It's more excuses on the wheel of excuses. And that wheel's gotten pretty weird lately. It's... looking something up real quick. I mean, down at the DNC, it sounds like... Hang on, where is it? Here it is. That's not it. And what have we been playing today? There it is. Oh, will it be racist again today? Oh, it's spin again. I think that's a better idea of how they're doing it than trying to explain how they're picking what to blame now. Because there's no rhyme or reason. It's just a bunch of whining, crying. It's Russia. No, it's racism. No. I just can't wait for the day they just come out and go, you know what, we screwed up. Hillary wasn't the best candidate. It's done. It's over with. She screwed up. She should have went into multiple Midwest states. She ignored. She took them for granted. That's what caused her loss. That's simple. Because that's exactly what caused her loss. She got a little too cocky, a little too arrogant. And it cost her. It cost her heavy. Maybe this is a little slap in the face the DNC needed to straighten their shit out. I mean, they're getting ready to, they were to have Keith Ellison, I think his name is, as the DNC leader. The man is one of the worst candidates. It's like, holy shit, can you pick a worse candidate for that position? Well, then again, they reelected Nancy Pelosi. That says it all. Nothing good has come about since they elected Nancy Pelosi. Yet they stay behind her. God bless the mental midgets. They stay behind their pick no matter what. Oh, it's going to be interesting 4 years. Because they're going to fight, claw. Just to try to prove a point. Not even to stop policies that they think are bad. They're just going to do it to try to be spiteful. That's all. They've come out and said it. I mean, well, this is what they did to Obama. We're going to do it back to him. It's not exactly true, but... All right. We've proven that the economical hard times have been the Democrat policies. We've proven that it was the Democrats who were the obstructionists. Just time and time again, we've gone and proven that it's not the Republicans doing all this crap. That the fear-mongering, that's all the Democrats have, is just fear-mongering. Well, people are starting to wake up to it. I just... And California, holy shit, is California getting worse? So, the bullet button, which it was like their big, this will solve everything. Well, they're now going to ban those types of guns. And, you ready for this? It's coming out that they are going to, after the first of the year, they're just going to start banning all semi-automatic long guns. So all rifles are going to get banned. But the Democrats don't want to ban guns. No, we don't want to ban guns. Oh, wait a minute. It's just the assault rifles we want to ban. Oh, wait a minute. Now it's the, rifles. I feel sorry for anybody in California because it is turning out to be worse every day in that communist state. And it is the pride and joy of the progressive liberals. And people just keep praising it. They talk about Constitution and all that as they trample it. That's why I say they only use the words. They don't understand it. It's scary. And they just keep on the walk. They just want to keep walking all over the Second Amendment. And like I said, we don't want to ban guns. I mean, we heard it from Duff McKagan. His big spiel about how you're nuts if you think the government's going to ban guns. They can't ban guns. It's against the Constitution. But the whole conversation started with him because he wants AK-47s banned. So they contradict themselves. And California is that perfect proof of contradiction. And it proves exactly what most of us on the gun side have said. They are sitting here, they're just whittling away, little by little. Make regulations next to impossible for anybody to get a gun. And then they're going to make it so, you guessed it, they're going to ban one type of gun, another type of gun, the next, and then, until, number one, your regulations will be too hard for anybody to get a gun. And then nobody's going to want it because you're only going to be allowed such a small selection. That's ridiculous. And the Supreme Court has already ruled that the government cannot ban certain types of weapons that are popular amongst the population. And rifles are very popular, especially with hunters and they're proving exactly our point for us. They're proving that they will ban guns like we have talked about. You can't get any more proof. But yet we will hear these mouth breathers still. We don't want to ban guns. We don't want to ban guns. We don't want to ban guns. It amazes me that they still go on that line of thinking. It's amazing. So if you live in behind enemy lines, my suggestion is that you might want to start thinking about getting the hell back to occupied America, because it's not going to get any better. They're going to keep getting worse. I can guarantee you that. I don't know. It just makes me laugh how they sit there and constantly, oh, we don't want to ban guns. Nope. We don't want to ban guns. We're banning guns. We're going to ban them. We're going to ban them. But we don't want to ban guns. Nope. Oh, you have no proof. That's never been said. People, I've reported it, talked about it, nauseum. Back in the late 80s, it was after the Kennedy assassination attempt when they really started pushing Brady campaigns. The Democrats hired a think tank on how to ban guns. And the result was that basically you couldn't outright ban guns. That's what the results came out. But what they did come out with was a list of how to ban guns in America. And it basically was you keep tightening restrictions, make it more permits, more this, more that, more hoops that they have to jump through. Make it more difficult for them to get the guns. You could start banning this type of gun, that type of gun. And it wouldn't bother. But you do it in small increments, but you keep making it so hard that it gets to the point that it makes the people frustrated, that they don't even try to get the guns anymore. So what happens is shortly after you get to that point, when you really get ingrained in them, that it's such a hard process, it's not worth the argument, then you go and you outright ban the guns. Because what happens at that point? The people are like, I couldn't get one. Who cares? Done. And that's how they plan on doing it. They keep planning on putting all these restrictions. This no-fly, no-buy is nothing more than a ban with a cause behind it. Because there's more Americans that are on there for no reason than actual terrorists. And it's really just throwing a dart at a list of names. Because if these people are on a list already, then they should be popping up on background checks as it is. So they shouldn't be passing the background checks. And yes, there is, hi Cal, there is background checks. Don't let the rhetoric and fear-mongering propaganda from the left fool you. That's all they have on the left is fear-mongering. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Planet Radio, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our Gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
The bloviating Zeppelin. He's big-footed enough radio shows to last a lifetime, courtesy of Sean, Clint, Ken, and Jersey Joe. Now it's time for him to waddle on his own 2 feet. Via the glorious SHR Media. Gird thy loins for the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. Coming soon to Ossicles near you. Excelsior.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense show. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover's here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to support the show and help support SHR Media, go to Reaver.one and click on the shop button. Pick yourself up a kick-ass t-shirt. Again, I won't be on tomorrow. I just want to make sure everybody knows I'm going to take a 3-day weekend for Christmas. Spend some time with the family, you know. Just have some fun. And unless, like I said, unless there's something major happens, then I'll come on. But otherwise, hopefully there will be nothing major. I don't know, Cal. I haven't done something like that in a long time. So, I think today's not a bad show, but I think it's going to be a long, drawn-out show. It's just going really slow today. The top analyst with the economy has been looking at Twitter, and they're saying that Twitter is toast. It's a massively overvalued stock. A top equity research analyst has claimed that Twitter is toast as a company and has massively overvalued share price after another 2 executives left the company this week alone. Twitter's in massive trouble. And sitting behind Jack, whatever his last name, Jack me off, because that's what he's done to that poor company. It was doing good financially. It was stable. The people were happy with it. Jack comes and takes it over, and He totally screwed the pooch. Surprise, surprise. Progressive, liberal, screwing up a financially stable company. Who would have thought? Who would have thunked that? Thunk. Oh, wait a minute. I'm hearing news out of Hillary Clinton's camp. Where is it? They're coming up with a new reason why she failed. Russia. Oh, man. Scary part is that's about how it's going. You know, you always have that that one number that comes up constantly that you're going to lose the most on. Well, actually, I said win the most, but you don't win really anything. And what's the poll saying? 29% of America actually thinks Russia had any influence on the election. But yet they keep yammering away. Actually, I haven't heard too much yesterday and today on the Russia and all that. Maybe they finally got it through their head that people are kind of sick and tired of it. But I doubt it. Anything getting through their heads. I know this isn't a threat. I'm making a hyperbole argument that you could take a railroad spike and smash it into their head and they wouldn't get it through their thick skulls either. I don't. Oh, I wouldn't put up with a kid acting that childish. But back to Twitter. Let's go back to Twitter. Many investors were foolishly building an investment thesis based on complete stupidity, the guy went on to say. He is a managing director of equity research at Global Equity Research. Renowned for analysts of technology stocks, issued a note on Tuesday that the company was toast and that not even a $10 stock. Ooh, burn. That's pretty bad. He also claimed that Twitter's research data is horrible and that the incorrect polling data in the run-up to the presidential election was a sign of the low quality of data currently being collected. If data quality is bad, ad targeting is bad, and if ad targeting is bad, advertisers are not happy, and hence, monetization will remain challenging for Twitter. His verdict came after yet two top Twitter executives, say that 10 times fast, two top Twitter executives, Chief Technology Officer Adam Messinger and Vice President of Product Adam Farland both confirmed they were leaving the company. This is nothing new as executives continued to run away from that company underneath Jack. It really doesn't surprise me. Twitter's current share price is $17.14, down by over $5 from this time last year. It's... And you're going to see Facebook go the way of Twitter if they keep going in the direction they are. Because this new, we are going to have a third party, and they're going to decide what's fact and what's not. That's going to piss so many people off. They're going to start leaving. The conservatives have showed that they have a power behind boycotts. Again, I'm not exactly for boycotts, but we've been behind several lately. And I want to say they've been pretty effective. We've caused several companies some severe damage because they take us for granted. And they do. They do it all the time. They take us for granted. And it's going to continue to go that way. Wait a minute. DNC's trying a new one. Blame it on the white man. It is the white working male's fault that Hillary didn't get elected. That's the new one they're going with right now. And I always find that one funny. And Hillary still has not got it through her thick head. Attacking the American people is not working. It's pissing them off. She went and assaulted a large portion of Americans with that whole deplorable comment. And it didn't bode well for her. So what does she do? She doubles down. How stupid can you be? It's, oh man. Let's double down. It's, I think I'm going to shake it up today. I am going to shake it up. Give me 1 second. I'm doing something at the last minute. And instead of my regular commercials, I think I'm gonna do a little Christmas music instead. Let me see if I can find a good channel. Just bear with me. All right, we're going to go to break, and we're going to come back in a little bit. I'm going to play a couple Christmas songs during the break. So I'm just rooting around trying to find something, so if it screws up, bear with me. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense. We will be right back.
I don't want life for Christmas. There is just a thing I need. I don't care about the presents and the little Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. Don't care about the presents and the little Christmas tree. I don't need an Emma stocking there upon the fireplace. Santa Claus will make me happy with the joy of Christmas Day. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. You, baby. Oh, I wanna ask for much this Christmas. I won't even wish for snow. I'm just gonna keep on waiting underneath the mistletoe. I will make a list and send it to the noble folks and need. I won't even stay away too. There's just magic around the cliff. 'Cause I just want you here tonight. Holding on to me so tight. What more can I do? Oh, baby, all I want for Christmas is you. You, baby. I know all the lights are shining so brightly everywhere. And the sound of children, the light fills the air. And everyone is singing. I had to sleep and ringing. They said I want you, baby. The one I really need. Want you, please be my baby to me. I don't want a lot for Christmas. This is all I asking for. I just wanna see my baby standing right outside my door. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. Baby, all I want for Christmas is you.
It does show signs of stopping when I grow so gone for popping. And the lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, our head going out in the soul. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we'll say goodbye. As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Oh, it don't see signs of stopping, and I broke some corn for popping, and the lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let it snow, let it snow. All the way home I'll be warm. All the way home I'll be warm. Fire is slowly dying, and my dear, I'm still goodbying. As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Oh, let it snow, let it snow. rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bell rings. Snowing and blowing, a bunch of fun. Now the jingle up has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell chime in jingle bell time. Dancing and praising in Jingle Bell Square. In the front's the air. What a bright time, it's a rock time. The rocking night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time. To go gliding on our slate. Giddy up, jinglers, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and mingle in a jingle and feet. That's the Jingle Bell Rock. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell chime in jingle bell time. Dancing and praising in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air. What a bright time, it's a rock time. The rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time. To go gliding on our slate. Giddy up, jinglers, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and mingle in a jingle and feet. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell. That's the Jingle Bell Rock.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. And I just want to say to everybody, Merry Christmas. Again, I can't believe it's already Christmas time. Holy shnikes. This year has just flown by. We've had a lot of good. As conservatives, we've been riding a very good high of late. Holy shnikes. Can't believe the year's almost done. Oh, it's unbelievable. Oh, I don't know if it's depressing or just holy shnikes. I know. Yeah, I gotta look for something while I'm doing this show here. I think next break I want to do a little Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I love Trans-Siberian Orchestra. There it is. All right. Get a little of that going for the next break. I know. I'm not looking forward to the next break. I just want to try to have this a little set up in advance. And it's kind of funny how they actually started. They started out a hair metal band. A couple of guys are from this area of Florida that I'm living in right now. And I find it a little one of those things that make you go hee hee hee. So where were we? Oh, Twitter bombing. Yeah, that's nothing new. Twitter's been going downhill for a while now. This CEO, he's just... Progressives don't care. They think everything's deserved to them. They have this this illusion that their way is the only way, that everybody is on board, only a few minority. The problem is, for the most of the time, a majority of the people, they were silent. Hence, the silent majority came out and voted. And they've spoken up. They seen what's going on, and they didn't like it. And we spoke up loud and proud. But they still think they're the majority. That's why when I'll get in little arguments with my wife, because she's not one for discussion or arguments. And she's like, I just let them have their opinion. I leave it alone. No, because then they're the only voice out there, and they think they're the majority, and we wind up with the last 8 years. We can't be silent. We can't. We have to speak up. We don't have to be like the progressives are, but we don't want to be silent anymore. We need to stay on top of our government for decades to come, forever. We have to stay on top, and we can't become complacent because we will get the last 8 years again, and we may never get it back after that. Now, to go on, I've been reporting on this like almost every single day. And like I said, these hate crimes that are reported during and after the election, that the Trump supporters are racist and they're violent. And, well, how many times have I reported that it's been proven a hoax, each one individually? Well, there's more of them. Nassau Community College student was arrested after allegedly drawing over 100 swastikas on campus since President-elect Donald Trump's election, along with anti-Semitic phrases and symbols. Let's get the wife out, and the second wife, and hang on. This guy's name's a little wonky. It is, hold on. And here's the guy's name.
Jaskier Saini. Jaskier Saini.
Oh.
Jaskier Saini.
All right. Is a 20-year-old and was arrested and charged by Nassau police for threatening graffiti, telling police his motive was because he felt mistreated by the Jewish community in his area. This had zero to do with the election, zero to do with being a Trump supporter, and 100% to being just a sick, mentally ill little shit. He wrote Germany and how Hitler. Police told the media Saini used black permanent marker to draw the anti-Semitic messages, which Saini had done allegedly since October, increasingly after Trump's victory. We are deeply saddened that the alleged perpetrator is a student. We will use this unfortunate series event as an object lesson for our students, faculty, and staff. And now we have another one. There is a Middle Eastern gentleman who says he was kicked off a Delta flight for speaking Arabic. Supposedly he was speaking Arabic to his mother, and the people were racist against him because he was speaking Arabic, and they had him thrown off the plane. Now, there's a problem with that. There's no witnesses to the event. All the witnesses say there was no issue. And this guy is known. And it was pointed out, several people saw him, knew who he was, and he is a YouTube hoaxer. He creates fake video, intentionally provokes antics on airplanes. He's done it before. And he did it again. And guess what? I don't hear any of the mainstream media reporting any of these hate crimes that they plastered all over the news when they thought it was Trump supporters. Now that's proven that it's not Trump supporters doing this shit. Mainstream media doesn't correct the fake news that they pushed. And they leave that impression to everybody that there's all these hate crimes being committed. And they do it on purpose. It's not an oversight. They do this on purpose because they got what they wanted. The mistrust from some people of Donald Trump by pushing fake news. It's funny, the people that are talking about fake news are the ones pushing the fake news. I've reported on it multiple times. Majority of the fake news websites are from one man. And he does it so his liberal sites can correct those fake conservative news reports. And he can prove that the progressives are the ones that are smarter and better. And he's the one that owns 80% of these fake news sites. It's a hoax. But the news doesn't talk about that because it doesn't fit their propaganda. And yet again, we have another one. I mean, it's just adding up. I've been reporting almost every day on these fake hoax. It's mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. Let's see, where's the other one? An anti-Muslim hate crime. A threat to burn Muslim University of Michigan student has been debunked. And it's not uncommon, and I'm really seeing it, where Muslims put in these fake reports, or they intentionally burn down their own mosque so that they can get sympathy. Well, the left's doing the exact same thing this election. They are doing it in abundance. And then if I had the time and effort, I'd go back through my Twitter feed because I had a professor go absolutely apeshit on me over this stuff. Look at all these hate crimes. The Southern Poverty Law Center is showing 200, 300, 800, and they're all getting debunked. What's funny is even this article said, yeah, most of these are going to be bullshit. But it gets fanatics like that professor, which is really scary. He's a professor. That go pushing these false narratives, this fake news. And then they cry about fake news. That's what really pisses me off. But another anti-Muslim hate crime has been debunked. This one in Ann Arbor, Michigan, after a Muslim student's claim that she was threatened for wearing her Muslim headscarf was discovered to be a hoax. Police now say a false report was filed by a Muslim University of Michigan student who told police several weeks ago that a man threatened to light her on fire if she did not remove her headpiece as she walked down the street in Ann Arbor. The unidentified student claimed her assailant was a white male whom she insisted sounded like he was drunk. School official issued a safety alert to students, and police immediately launched an investigation into her hate crime report. However, a review of surveillance video from businesses along the Williams State Street, the area the woman said the assault took place, provided no evidence of a man matching the description she provided. Even more damning, and even stupid of this woman, there's no evidence was found that she was even there that day. She's not even on any of these surveillances from the businesses. There's no proof she was even on that street that she made the claim. Yeah, exactly, Cal. It's going to bite them in their ass. They're crying wolf right now. And when something really happens where they need people to believe because there's all of a sudden a hate crime against them, no one's going to believe it because they've been crying wolf for so long. Just like the shit that's going on with the liberals right now. They've cried wolf so long, I don't believe anything they say. Obama has cried wolf on his intelligence reports for so long, I don't believe a goddamn word the man says. The officials are weighing whether the woman will be charged with filing a false police report, which she should be. Stop letting these liberals get away with it. I'm tired of it. I'm absolutely tired of it. See what I can find. I'm trying to remember that Trans-Siberian Orchestra, that famous one. I have it in my head. Dun, 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 dun. There it is. There we go. We'll just play this one. You listen to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There we go. Merry Christmas, everybody. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. Or at least I'm attempting to. You want to hear some more fake news? Because it's full of it out there. The economy was healed under Obama. And one of the things they say is, look at the stock market. Look at the stock market. What they don't realize is the federal government is artificially inflating the stock market, which means that our government has pumping our money into the stock market to keep it going. It's the only reason why it's doing so good. And it's going to crash the moment that we have to stop putting money into it. So basically what happened is your hard-earning tax dollar money is buying stocks, pumping into the stock market, and you're not getting any of the results. But it's also funny that they scream about Trump having no experience. And let's look at this President Obama. A first-term senator, a former law professor with little experience in economics or management. When he entered the White House, he had one essential task: piece together the shards of a shattered U.S. economy. It wasn't smooth and it wasn't fast, but President Barack Obama will leave behind, by most measures, an economy far stronger than the one he inherited. Unemployment is 4.6%, a 9-year low. Disagree with that number? Highly do I disagree with that number. They talk about how stocks keep setting high records. And 20 million Americans have health insurance coverage. The nation has shifted towards cleaner energy sources, natural gas, wind, and solar. But yet, one of the main reasons for Trump's win was how bad the economy was doing. Polling after a November election found that nearly 2/3 of voters described the economy as not so good or poor. Here in the real world, not that bubble that these politicians live in, things aren't doing good. The cost of housing, college, prescription drugs keep outpacing paychecks. Job options have been dwindling for workers with only high school diplomas, or even before Obama took office, but the downturn and slow recovery magnified the pain of that trend. Many people gave up looking for work. Struggling rural towns never enjoyed the uplift that benefited major cities. Fueled in part by such challenges, voters chose to pass the presidency to Donald Trump, a Republican who had railed against a weak economy and promised to undo many of Obama's policies. And those policies have hurt us tremendously. These policies of Obama, between taxes, high regulation costs, oh my God. The regulations these businesses can't even obtain. They can't keep up with the ever-changing. Obama has been smacked down by the Supreme Court for putting these restrictions that would hurt businesses and hurt the American economy. He's more interested in making it look good for the cult of global warming. Oh, and speaking of global warming, thank God for it. Again, thank God for global warming. Not only did it snow in the Sahara Desert for the first time since February of 1979, it snowed in the Sahara Desert. Let that sink in. The Sahara Desert. It snowed. And it not only snowed. The last time it snowed, the snow stayed on the ground for a couple hours. This snow in the Sahara Desert lasted all day. Let that sink in. Now imagine if there was no global warming. They would have had a fucking blizzard. Think of the Midwest. The record negative weather we're getting right now. That polar vortex that's going through again. Think of how bad it would be without global warming. It's funny because every time these cultists come out with something, Mother Nature sticks a big middle finger right out and says, fuck you, you're a joke. We don't even have to do nothing. Mother Nature sticks her middle finger up at these cultists and just say, it's not happening. Again, I got to clarify because I know I'll have the idiots. This doesn't mean we do away with all regulations. We need to be respectful. But we don't cut our leg off because we stubbed our toe. And that's exactly what's going on with the weather. We did some polluting, yes. It's correctable, very easy. We go on. We learn from that small mistake. We don't try to destroy everything we build. These people that hate the human race, and I always love it. Well, the human race needs to go away. I always tell them, you first. Go ahead. You talk about how the human race is so bad, but then and I've heard them say we need to die off. Go ahead, you first. Lead by example. Oh, no, not me. I do a great job, and as they're doing it on a computer. And if you don't understand that, really think about it. What's needed for the computer, the components, everything involved, and they're going to complain. It's... Come on. So take that global warming, shove it up your ass. I've had it. So let's, what else? Let's see. The gap between the economy's overall health and Americans' lingering anxiety cuts to the heart of Obama's legs. Oh, I want to know something. How the hell can a president come out, use executive order, and it's permanent? That's what they're saying with this shit in the Arctic and Atlantic with the drilling, that he could write executive orders, removing the leases, and it's permanent. It's an executive order. It's not law. You know it's going to get challenged. There is ways to dismantle it without he has to get a congressional... No, he doesn't. All he's trying to do is destroy our economy even worse than he already has on the way out. He wants it to look bad for the Republicans on the way out. Because as it is now, we're going to wind up in a war probably because of his actions or inactions. And there's nothing anybody can do. And it's going to be, look, it's the Republicans. The warmongers. And again, dipshit Lindsey Graham didn't help us this past primary. What would you do for the economy? I'm going to put boots on the ground in Iraq. I'm going to put boots on the ground. What are you going to do about education and Common Core? I'm going to put boots on the ground in Iraq. I'm going to put boots on the ground. That's all the man had to say. Then he wonders why he got his ass handed to him. Really, he wasn't the smartest tool in this shed, I'll tell you that. It's his legacy was executive. Well, it's not executive orders. because I know they love playing that word game. It wasn't executive orders that Obama used. He used executive memorandums like I use toilet paper. And now he's warning Trump not to. And basically what it was is, I didn't get my way. So I wrote my own law through executive memorandums. I didn't get my way. So he set a precedent that when a president doesn't get his way, which that's the way our system is set up, that the president is not a dictator and doesn't get his way. When he speaks, the country just doesn't do what he wants. And I keep hearing, the people have voted overwhelmingly to put these Republicans in office. And they have overwhelmingly said they don't want these policies. They have overwhelmingly voted in Republicans to remove Obamacare, the economic disaster that it is. There's more Americans without health insurance now than before. But they don't talk about that. They ignore and love the twist fact. Sort of like his statement of there's been no scandals. Well, if you actually pay attention and listen, he says there's been no personal scandals. In other words, most presidents have those scandals running around that he's screwing somebody, doing something behind the back. Well, there wasn't really any scandals like that. There was administration scandals. His comments about the terrorist attack, well, technically, yeah, there hasn't been any I'm trying to think how to put this. I'm just going to go on. Sorry. He will go down as one of the biggest failures, and his legacy is going to get removed within the first couple days of Trump being in office. And if these policies of his go through, it's going to secure the United States economy. It's going to turn the country around, and it's going to hurt the Democrats in future elections, and they know it, and they are scared shitless of it. They know what a Trump presidency will bring, and it's not good for them, but it's good for the people. And these politicians, both Republican and Democrat, they don't care about the people. They care about job stability. That's what it comes down to, job stability. And they know their jobs and their money train may be running out, and they're lashing out. It's not looking too good. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. And we also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
The bloviating Zeppelin. He's big-footed enough radio shows to last a lifetime, courtesy of Sean, Clint, Ken, and Jersey Joe. Now it's time for him to waddle on his own 2 feet via the glorious SHR Media. Gird thy loins for the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. Coming soon to ossicles near you. Excelsior.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays 2 ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. Let's see, where are we? Obama's legacy will come down to several ways that Barack Obama broke the American system. Much ink has been spilled and much bandwidth spent on describing Donald Trump's 2016 victory as a populist revolt. Less attention has been paid to what voters were rebelling against. There were economical grievances in the upper Midwest in particular, but the economy as a whole is slowly recovering. But at its core, the revolution of 2016 was an attempt at restoration, at fixing a broken system. And what broke it? Well, it's several things. But the most accurate challenge was Barack Obama's direct attack on the constitutional framework itself. Obama sought to transform America and believed that the ends would justify the means. And most dictators do. The stimulus. On the campaign trail, Obama promised a $50 billion stimulus and criticized George W. Bush for building up the national debt. Yeah, he criticized someone over the debt. In office, Obama has passed nearly $1 trillion in stimulus over Republican objections that failed to keep unemployment from below 8%. And went largely to pet projects in state and local governments. That $1 trillion, they could have given every American $1 million. You know how that would have turned our economy around? So I know they would never do it. But instead of giving to all these businesses and underhanded companies, you take that. You give every American. They could have $1 million. The economy was crap back then. People were hurting, losing their houses, losing their jobs. And here, this is a one-time deal. We're giving it to you. If you lose your house, we ain't helping you. This will be used on paying debt. Pay your house off. Buy a house. Buy a car. Pay your car off. Pay bills with it. Most Americans could have paid a lot of bills and still had money left over to pump into the economy, buying stuff and keep kickstarting the economy. But instead, they chose to give it to these businesses that squandered it. I know there would have been Americans that would have squandered it too. But as I said, you would have had a clause in there. You wouldn't be able to declare bankruptcy. If you took this money and you didn't pay your bills, you wouldn't be able to declare bankruptcy for a certain amount of time. There could have been so many caveats that it would force Americans into paying their bills. It would have created more equal Americans. It would have taken a lot of people out of poverty. But our politicians would never do that. And I understand now. I'm just making a point that they could take that money instead of shoving it into these companies that are going to squander it and give it to executives for bonuses, which they got caught time and time again. They take government money and give it out as bonuses. Fast and Furious, he'll forever be known as. For those that don't know Fast and Furious, Obama was smuggling guns across the Mexican border so that they could, quote-unquote, trace them to drug cartels. Unlike the Bush administration's wide receiver, Obama's Operation Fast and Furious happened without the Mexican government's knowledge. And the likely goal was to create a pretext for reducing gun ownership in the United States. It led to murder of Border Patrol agent Brian Terry and hundreds of Mexicans. And one of those guns was used in the Paris terrorist attack. And then afterwards, Obama used executive privilege to cover it up. I know agents that were involved in that, they resigned afterwards once they knew what was going on. This is not what the idea of the whole operation was about. And it got boogered up by a president that didn't know what the hell he was doing. He portrayed allies. He treated our allies like enemies, and our enemies, he tried treating them as friends. Obama picked public fights with Israel in a deliberate effort to establish distance between the allies. He also broke agreements with the Czechs and the Poles on missile defense, and famously informing the Polish Prime Minister on the 70th anniversary of the Katyn massacre. He snubbed the British in ways small, returning a Churchill bus, and big, using the Argentine term for the Falkland Islands. And he spied on foreign allies, including Germany's Angela Merkel. He pissed off so many countries, but then says, we are so respected now. The man's delusion, either A, delusional, or just purposely lies to us. And there's people that are idiotic to believe in it. Oh my God. I cannot believe how gullible these people are. Of course, you have Obamacare, a sweeping plan for universal health care insurance. To make individual dependent on the state, the better to open the door to even more sweeping changes. But it was the process of passing the bill that caused the real damage. To pass Obamacare, Obama bent and broke procedural rules, lied and repeatedly about the policy, disguised a tax as a fee, and bullied the Supreme Court into compliance. It was the first major entitlement passed without bipartisan support. And if you remember Nancy Pelosi of, you have to pass it to know what's in it. He will forever go down also with his debt ceiling. Think about it. Few of the Republicans who rode the Tea Party wave in 2010 made an issue out of the debt ceiling, but the Obama administration believed that a confrontation would help it regain control of Congress. So, Obama picked a fight over the debt, forced a confrontation in the summer of 2011 that broke the country to the brink of default. Obama scuttled a grand bargain with Republicans by demanding higher taxes, his always saying that he tried compromising, but if you remember, his compromise, as he said, would be his way and his way only. The result was a hated budget sequester and a credit downgrade. The only president to ever have a credit downgrade was Obama. He'll be forever tied to Benghazi. I know we're always talking about Hillary, but remember, this was because he was up for re-election. He had told the American people that terrorism was dead and done with. So he had to cover up Benghazi. The president had lied to the country before about national security incident. Just as the Iran scandal left stains on Ronald Reagan's legacy, Benghazi will forever be a stain on Obama. But the big difference is the Iran-Contra scandal. We didn't turn our backs on Americans. We didn't leave them to die as Obama did. No previous American president had abandoned Americans to die abroad without putting up a fight or making a serious effort to punish the perpetrators. That was the weirdest thing. All of a sudden, my phone the Siri just popped up and started asking me, what do I want? I didn't touch anything. I wasn't even near my phone. I saw the flash corner of my eye, and it started working by itself. Here's a little fact for you. In the heat of the battle of that night, Obama was so worried about Americans, so worried about national security, he went to sleep and flew to a political fundraiser in Las Vegas the next day. That is not a commander-in-chief. And I always hear, well, there's this president had people die. You know, all these people died or had attacks at embassy during this president. We didn't hear this. The difference is we sent in reinforcements. We tried to help them. We tried to do things. We didn't turn our backs on them. We didn't have our troops playing fashion show, changing God knows how many times. And that didn't get any coverage or enough coverage during the election. So Hillary should be thankful on that one. You know. What are they going to blame it on now? Yep, they're blaming it on FBI and Comey. All right. We had the IRS scandal. That'll forever stain his legacy. Encouraged by Obama's attacks on dark money and conservative political donors, the IRS began singling out conservative nonprofit organizations, and they still are attacking them. Even underneath all that scrutiny, they're still attacking them. The lies that got told about that one was... The AP scandal. This is what amazes me. The media is so blindly behind Obama, and they attack Trump saying he doesn't talk to him. He subverts them. Oh, my God, he's doing this to the media. Obama tapped their fucking phones. He had surveillance. He tried charging a couple reporters. Because how dare they report against him? But they had surveillance, phone taps on reporters. And they just basked in his sunlight. And it makes me wonder what the hell they were thinking. All right. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. We will be right back.
The
Now it was long ago when it all began, back in Bethlehem, in the promised land. A single star appeared in the sky, and three kings saw, and the east as wide, east as wide. And they checked the books full of prophecy, and the one king said, why, it's plain to me, you see it means that a king is born, who will save mankind on this blessed morn. Blessed morn. So they packed some gold, myrrh and frankincense on some old camels with some fancy tents, closed down the house, set the servants free, and three kings rode into history.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and we're going into the last segment before the holiday little break. It's been amazing. I got to thank everybody so much. I'm humbled. I truly am humbled by everybody that tunes in, and I appreciate everybody. And I can't believe some schmuck like me from Jersey, just people want to hear what I actually have to say. I just try to tell you what I think, and I, as most know, I don't sugarcoat it, and it can get a little bad sometimes with it, but that's just the way I am. So remember, everybody, have a Merry Christmas. We're not done yet, but just I want to make sure I get that out of the way, just because I run towards the end of the day. I have a habit of forgetting. But have yourself a Merry Christmas, and then just remember, we're all Americans, and at some point we do have to come back together. We do, and it's going to take a lot. I know it is. Okay, Cal, I'll do that. I want to. There's just a couple more with Obama in this stain of legacy, that he's more worried about his legacy than actually running the country. That's what it comes down to. The Iran deal, after resisting sanctions on Iran and holding off any real action against the Iranian regime when it faced mass protests in 2009, Obama made a deal with Iran in 2015 that removed most sanctions in exchange for a mere temporary slowdown in Iranian nuclear program. Whereas he refused to submit it to the Senate for ratification in accordance with the Constitution Treaty Clause. And Democrats blocked a weaker effort to submit the deal to an overall congressional vote. They've already have broken it on multiple occasions. The UN has already determined that they have broken the rules set forth. And yet, he keeps talking how great this deal is. This man is more mental than we previously thought. And, of course, we have the executive actions on immigrations, the DREAMER Act, the Deferred Action for Children of America, which so many are afraid of because he did it with executive orders, and it could be done away with on January 20th. That simple, that easy. And they already know it. They're already up in arms because they know with a stroke of a pen. This is why presidents don't govern by executive orders, because they can go away that quick. This is why you go through Congress. But, of course, the constitutional scholar should have known that. The constitutional scholar should have known. And, of course, now it's being reported that he has scrapped the entry-exit tracking system for migrants from Muslim countries. He is doing everything in his power. He has shut down, even though it was fully financed through 2017, the Army was assisting the Border Patrol by flying helicopters over the border with infrared and all that. He shut the program down. He now shut down a registration for immigrant men, mostly from Muslim countries. He's doing everything in his power to destroy national security on the way out the door. There's over 7,000 terror suspects in Germany alone. And it's funny, the police are tasked with more worry of ramping up patrols to fight Islamophobia than to try to find and deport more of these terrorists. They're more worried about hurting Muslims' fucking feelings than to stop Muslim attacks. A China tycoon is moving jobs to the United States. It just keeps adding up. I always love this. We have to talk about the gun issue to stop the gun violence. We have to talk about all this other stuff to stop it. But we can't talk about the Muslim extremist problem because it creates more terrorists. No, they want us to be quiet so they can hide the problems that are going on. They want to silence the problem so they continue the path of this destruction that these politicians are on, have set forth for us Americans. These politicians still don't have it through their fucking heads that the people of the world are tired of it. I guess they're not exactly historians of history. Because this is what pushes rebellions. Jesus Christ. So Barbara Boxer said the Hillary loss was painful, hurtful. I could barely pick myself up. Harry Reid's back in the public light before his retirement into an Alzheimer's home, hopefully. Is my Romney tax claim was the truth necessarily? It was proven that he outright lied. He admitted he lied, and now he's doubling down on his lie. Read, my daughter-in-law said Trump bumper stickers make her 10-year-old tense. Well, teach your kid it's a fucking bumper sticker and get over it. Democrat Representative Crowley, Trump win felt like someone I really loved was killed. These people need to get the fuck over themselves. We have a new... Wait a minute. Convicted murderer and former Patriot star Aaron Hernandez says Russians hacked his jailhouse phone. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I find that hysterical. Oh. It's just too funny with these idiots. Ooh. A little twist here. Hang on. The family of late pop singer Christina Gramia has filed a lawsuit against the gun-free concert venue in which she was shot and killed in January 10, 2016. She was shot and killed after performing and was signing autographs. The theater she was in was designated a gun-free zone, of course. And the shooter not only passed a background checks for his guns, but because he did not have a concealed carry permit, so he had to wait the 3-day waiting period, which is required by Florida law. So everything that the Democrats have pushed for, this guy passed, but yet he still went and was able to commit his heinous crime. Because no matter what regulations you put forth, these psychos will do their heinous crimes. It doesn't matter. And I love that the family is attacking these gun-free zones, because where are all the gun violence? Even though we're at record low, do you know where the gun violence is mostly happening? In gun-free zones. They are the smorgasbord for criminals that want to commit heinous crimes. Go to a gun-free zone. Nobody is armed there. You could do whatever the fuck you want without being harmed. I'm sure you'll survive Christmas Day, Cal. I will be here Monday, December 26th. It's hopefully this country will continue to thrive and survive the next, under a month we have. And remember this, from what I know and from what I've researched, Trump does not take vacations. It's going to be different underneath this presidency. We're not going to have a president and his family running around on vacation every 5 days. So with that, I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. Have fun with your families. It's a joyous time. Give everybody love. And I will see everybody on Monday, December 26th, bright and early at 11 o'clock. Merry Christmas. Oop, there's the button. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.